Now, let's pivot back to something serious on this Russia end. John Bolton is I believe going to be Rex Tillerson's deputy at the State Department. That's a very, very disturbing fusion. John Bolton is sort of a guy who makes Michael Flynn look like a combination of Reinhold Niebuhr and Mahatma Gandhi. John Bolton has had a reputation in the Bush administration for also being an incredible bully, for terrorizing subordinates. He is in the sort of outermost reaches of the lunatic fringe of the neoconservative movement, which is a lunatic fringe movement that accessed power. He is rhetorically profoundly committed to war and invasion of Iran. He stands by the invasion of Iraq. He was the Bush administration's pick for ambassador to the UN, and even some Republicans flipped on that. He is a total disaster. Now, he is on Fox News talking about the Russia allegations. This is where it becomes very disturbing, and it interlocks with three different pieces of how this administration will work. Anybody is willing to float a conspiracy theory. Anybody is willing to potentially actually believes that conspiracy theory, and they will use it in any time and in any way to discredit their opposition. So he's going to get a question about Russia. Watch what John Bolton does with it.
Well, that's why I say we have to know the facts here, and it's not at all clear to me, just viewing this from the outside, that this hacking into the DNC and the RNC computers was not a false flag operation. Let's remember what FBI Director James Comey said dealing with Hillary's homebrew server. He said, "We found no direct evidence of Foreign Intelligence Service penetration, but given the nature of this, we didn't expect to," meaning a really sophisticated Foreign Intelligence Service would not leave any cyber fingerprints. And yet people say they did leave cyber fingerprints in the hacks regarding our election. So the question that has to be asked is, why did the Russians run their smart intelligence service against Hillary's server, but their dumb intelligence services against the election?
When you say false flag, that's a very serious charge. I mean, false flag by whom? Here's the Washington Post. The Post reported the CIA has concluded that individuals with close ties to the Russian government hacked the emails. Intelligence officials have determined that Russia's goal was to help Trump win rather than simply undermine confidence in the election. Are you actually accusing someone here in this administration of trying to, or in the intelligence community, of trying to throw something?
We just don't know. But I believe that intelligence has been politicized in the Obama administration to a very significant degree.
Says the man who was part of the administration that was part of a global cook-up effort to invade Iraq. But setting aside the obvious hypocrisy and contradiction there, just look at all of the sort of elements of that. This is the modern era of right-wing propaganda. In the Bush administration, it still had to do with you take actual intelligence estimates, you distort them, you selectively apply them, you play self-reinforcing games with journalists like Judith Miller who will carry water for you. You go on sympathetic outlets like Meet the Press and Tim Russert, and you massage intelligence, you lie about intelligence, and then you feed it to friendly journalists who can literally say, like, oh, a senior official says X, and they might even be doing something as simply as paraphrasing Cheney on Meet the Press in a report about Iraq intelligence. But that is still in the realm of, we're going to lie about this estimate. We're going to distort this estimate. Now we are in the realm of fake news, of I'm just asking questions, man, so that John Bolton can take a question on direct foreign involvement in a U.S. presidential election, which, yes, contrary to some people on both sides of the equation, actually does matter, and turn it into an entirely baseless conspiracy theory that it was a false flag operation by the Obama administration. Now, what's going to happen now? there are going to be, if there aren't already, a slew of fake news stories. They're going to prop that up. It's going to hit the Alex Jones cycle. And I wouldn't be surprised if within a matter of days, there aren't Republicans who are demanding a CIA investigation of the Obama administration and Clinton campaign for a false flag operation. How do you balance, and I mean this is a genuine question, Rick Perlstein talked about, and many people have pointed out, that we need to keep some relationship to empirical reality in an age of self-generated bubbles and sort of lying with speed and ease. But I also don't know if simply correcting the deluge of this stuff is going to do the job, because it does not operate on that level. And you see John Bolton, very nasty and dangerous creature, operates perfectly in that environment.
Hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.